Buenas tardes. This is Karen Bates from Find Your Path Mission. And I've been thinking a lot about upcoming goals. We're heading back to Texas in a couple of days. We've been here this summer. We had some amazing interns, some really great experiences with the volunteers that came out. And it's time to head back. And I want to know, I've been thinking about what are our goals, in this next phase as I'm gone and I have people here that are going to continue the work. And where are we headed? There's a lot of different directions. Now that we've been here and we've seen some of the needs and some of the most pressing issues, what's always been in my heart and what I've always wanted to do since we started visiting orphanages in Mexico and started thinking about what is it that these kids need, it's a twofold thing. First of all, a school, an education, a real wholehearted education, not like the regular just learning to add and subtract and read, which is super important. Of course, it's the basics, but learning from great books and music and something that touches your heart and motivates you to want to do something that will change the world with your unique gifts and talents, for you to find your personal path and know your way forward, having that guidance that you need daily. That's super important. Having them learn how to have a connection to God so that even if their parents or other people maybe let them down or are not around, that they'll still have a connection to someone that's always going to guide them and always going to help them find the comfort and the peace that they need, regardless of the circumstances around them. So that was one thing. And the other thing that's really dear to my heart and I see such a pressing need for is a addiction recovery or a bad habit breaker sort of program, which is something I've been writing for the last 5 years, refining, trying to figure out, I've done the 12-step programs. I've read a lot of books about this. And it's something that I just feel if these kids' parents were able to get out of these situations, this world would be so much better place, right? And so I'm trying to, I love the 12-step program. I want to have that with a focus more on what you do instead of what you don't do. A lot of times we focus on the part of the program where, this is how I'm going to avoid these particular things. And I'm an alcoholic, so I got to avoid this. I want to focus more on what do you do? What habits you developed that help you not even want that anymore? That's not even something that's tempting to you because you're so busy and so focused on this work and this, these things that you are excited and passionate about doing, and then letting go of the lies that keep you trapped in your old patterns and your old habits. And so as I'm heading back to Texas, I really want to work on refining that program. I think I'm going to do a pilot program if any of you are interested in breaking bad habits and establishing good ones. I'm going to be running a pilot program to test it out, to see how it can be made even better. If you know people with addictions that want to try it, that would be optimal too, so that it can be also targeted to those people who need it so much. And then the people that are going to be here running this aspect of it, Jonan and Kai are going to continue with the school. Teaching the English class is going to be handed over to Kai. He speaks Spanish, Portuguese, English. He's learning some Japanese and Korean. So languages are definitely something he has a passion for. And he does a great job teaching them. So I love our English students and I want them to continue to move forward. And continue to grow and learn. Some of them want to start the Pathways program, BYU Pathways, after they're done with the English Connect program. And I'm really excited for them to do that. So I want to make sure that keeps rolling forward. And then obviously the school with the kids that are coming. I've had a lot of inquiries about kids coming to our school. And we got to figure out how we want to structure it. If we want to have some sort of minimal tuition so that parents take it seriously and make sure that they bring their kids and are contributing in some way, whether it be through money or helping or volunteering or food or something like that. A lot of people grow things here, so maybe in some way like that. And then just establishing the programs, right? We have a lot of talented people here that are talented in music and sports and just kind of getting them going on getting these things going with the kids. Jonan's husband's really good at soccer. I haven't asked him this yet, so if he watches this video, he might be embarrassed, but I want him to start a soccer team with our school. And Kai teaches the guitar and he teaches singing, so I want him to keep going with the choir program. Jonan is an incredible teacher. She's really good with making sure the kids have rules and that they still feel loved, even though there's discipline and order. I'm really not very good at discipline and order, so I'm so grateful for her because she's really good at that, and also just loving people. And so as we are leaving that on to them, we're going to have a meeting today about how the next steps with that and how we want to make sure we structuring, what's number one goal. I want to make sure they keep reading I've been reading them The Hiding Place. We're about halfway through the book. So to keep going with that, because the kids have been so into it, and that book transforms you, right? There's certain books that just transform your heart and you're never the same after you read them. That's one of those kind of books. Keep reading them, those kind of books. And then starting the gardening program, something I've wanted to do, where they learn principles of connection, of God, of growth through nature. There's a lot of little things. The next steps with also because it's not just a school, I do want it to be something that targets the kids that don't have parents, or that are in deep need of something like this, right? So maybe kids in the DEEF system and that are kind of, I guess it would be called foster care in America, but here it's more of a huge orphanage where the kids stay while their parents are able to get them back, or they find family for them, or sometimes they just end up living there forever, well, until they're 18. So my daughter made a whole packet about what we're doing. I'm gonna take it to these holding places. There's one in Cancun, one in Playa. Let them know what we're doing. See if we can start some kind of program with them to have the kids come out here as a boarding school as they're older, and if not, at least when they graduate, when they turn 18, that they have a place to go and to continue their education, and to not just be left alone, with maybe back to old patterns if they go back to what they knew. And so those are the things that I'm really excited about moving forward towards, right? So that is what's happening today and tomorrow. We're going to be doing a lot of packing, some meetings, getting everything in order. I'm just grateful that Heavenly Father has put people into place. Like, it's amazing to see Him in the details and to have the people that we need at the right times, right when we need them, because it makes it obvious that this is His work, and we are just privileged to be a part of it. So that's an update, and I'll just keep you posted on how things go.